concept called zooming and shrinking, and we discuss about the basic relationship between the pixels. Okay, so first we are going to start with the definitions of spatial and intensity resolution. Okay, so spatial resolution, so it is the smallest discernible detail in the image. The smallest distinguished details of the image can be referred to as spatial resolution. It can also be defined as dots per unit inch or line pairs per unit distance. You might have heard about DPI. Particularly, we use this unit to measure quality of the laser jet printers. So actually, DPI stands for dots per inch. So within an inch, how many dots can be fitted? So usually we get printers nowadays with 600 DPI, 1200 DPI, and so on. Okay. So this particular value, we call it as the spatial resolution. Okay. So remember, spatial resolution means it is the smallest discernible detail of the image. Okay. And it can be expressed as dots per unit distance or unit inch, or the number of line pairs per unit distance. So this spatial resolution, it is with respect to the coordinate points of the digital image. Okay. Then we have one more definition called gray level resolution. So gray level resolution, it is similarly smallest discernible change in the gray level. That is the smallest noticeable gray level values in the image can be referred to as gray level resolution. Okay, we have seen that the number of intensity levels will be like L equal to 2 raised to K. So remember, always the number of gray levels will be usually integer power of 2. Suppose if you have K equal to 8, we are going to get 256 intensity levels. They are from 0 to 255. So it is very difficult to measure the gray level resolution because it is totally subjective process. We know that theoretically we can have any number of intensity levels, but however, we can't identify all the different gray levels of the image. That's why we can say that it is a subjective process. Okay. So now, in case if you have an image of size m into n, and if that image has L number of intensity levels, in that case, that m into n is called as spatial resolution, and L is called as gray level resolution of the image. So remember these definitions. Okay. The next we have two important concepts to be discussed in this class. One is called as zooming, and the other process we call it as shrinking. So actually, zooming can be viewed as the oversampling, and shrinking can be viewed as undersampling. So in case of zooming, you are going to increase the number of samples or number of pixels. But here in case of shrinking, you are going to decrease the number of samples. So actually, to carry out zooming process, we can go for two methods. One is called as pixel replication, and the other process is known as interpolation technique. Okay, so we have two methods for zooming of the image. One is we call it as pixel replication technique, and other one is called as interpolation technique. So again, for interpolation, we can make use of different interpolation methods like nearest neighbor interpolation, bilinear interpolation, and bicubic interpolation. Okay, we'll discuss what exactly these techniques are. Okay, so remember, zooming means increasing the number of samples. Okay, so here first technique we have nearest neighbor interpolation. Okay, in this technique, the idea is like this. Suppose if you want to zoom an image of size 500 by 500 pixels, say 1.5 number of times. You have an image of size 500 by 500 pixels, and you want to zoom this image, say 1.5 number of times. So what we do is, first we are going to create a grid of size 750 by 750 pixels, because 500 into 1.5, it gives a value 750, right? That's why first we create a grid of 750 by 750 pixels. Okay, you got the grid, but now you got the new samples or new pixels for which you require to assign some gray level values. So to do so, in case of nearest neighbor interpolation, we are going to estimate intensity for these newly created pixels by using the surrounding pixels. We take their average, or we use some mathematical techniques which are called as interpolation techniques. Okay, so interpolation is the technique in which the value of newly created pixel is assigned by using the values of neighboring pixels. Okay, this concept we call it as nearest neighbor interpolation. Okay, so the idea is very simple. Suppose if you have an image of say 500 by 500 pixels, and if it is to be enlarged, or if it is to be zoomed by 1.5 times, so first you create a grid of size 750 by 750 pixels. Then to assign intensity to these newly created pixels, you can take the average of neighboring pixels. We apply some interpolation techniques like nearest neighbor interpolation, bilinear, and bicubic functions we apply. The next method we have for zooming, it is very simple. We call it as pixel replication technique. Remember, pixel replication technique can be employed in case if you want to zoom the image by integer number of times. The meaning is that if you want to zoom the image, say by 2 times or 3 times, then you can go for pixel replication technique. Okay, in this technique, what we do is, suppose if you have an image of size 500 by 500 times. Okay, if you have image of 500 by 500 pixels, and if you want to zoom this image 2 times, so it is now simple. Simply you go on copying alternate rows and columns. You just double the rows and double the column values. So automatically you are going to get a grid of size 1000 by 1000 with all the pixel values. Okay, the idea is very simple. Just double the size of the image, and we can duplicate each column and each row values. So this will double the size of the image in horizontal as well as vertical direction. Okay, so this concept we call it as pixel replication technique. Okay, so these processes we use in case of zooming the image. Similarly, for shrinking the image, we can use exactly opposite process of pixel replication. That is, suppose if you want to shrink the image, shrinking means reducing size of the image. So if you want to shrink the image of size, say 500 by 500 pixels by 50%, means you have to reduce the size of this image to 250 by 250 pixels. So in that case, we are going to delete the alternative rows and columns. Okay, that process we use in case of shrinking of the image. For zooming, we use pixel replication, where we are going to simply duplicate each column. In case of shrinking, simply we can remove alternate columns. Okay, so this is the process we use in case of zooming and shrinking of the images. The next topic we have basic relationship between the pixels. Okay, remember we in generally represented the image as f of x comma y, a two-dimensional function f with x comma y. So f is the amplitude gray level value, or it is also called as intensity value at the location x comma y. So to define the relationship between the pixels, we are going to use two small letters, P and Q. So actually P and Q, they are going to represent the 2 pixels of the image. Okay, any 2 pixels. Just here I have shown the digital image coordinates. Okay, here we have 0, 0. I'm showing with cursor. You can observe 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, then 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, and so on. Just now you consider a pixel which is at location 1, 1. Okay, now here in this particular notation, X indicates row value and Y indicates column value. Now, if I denote the pixel at location 1, 1 as X, Y, then the pixel which is exactly about to this will have the location 0, 1, and in terms of X and Y, it can be denoted as X minus 1, Y. And similarly, this pixel 1, 0, it can be denoted as X, Y minus 1, and this pixel at location 1, 2 can be denoted as X, Y plus 1. So remember, any 2 pixels of the image in general it can be denoted as P and Q, and in terms of X and Y, we should be able to identify their locations. So this concept is going to help us in defining some of the relationship between the pixels. Okay, so first we have something called neighbors of a pixel. If you consider any pixel P at location X, Y, we can define 3 different type of neighbors for that particular pixel. So first we have called 4 neighbors of the pixel. The 4 neighbors of the pixel can be denoted as N4 of P. N4, capital N, N4 in bracket P. That indicates 4 neighbors of a pixel P. Okay. Now, if you consider this example, which is shown in this slide, we have a pixel P at location X, Y. The 2 horizontal and vertical neighbors of the pixel P of X, Y, they are called as 4 neighbors of the pixels. Okay. So simply, the 4 neighbors of the pixel P at location X, Y are nothing but the vertical and horizontal neighbors of that particular pixel. Okay. Their locations are given by X plus 1, Y, X minus 1, Y, X, Y plus 1, and the pixel at location X, Y minus 1. So these 4 pixels, they are denoted as N4 of P. That is 4 neighbors of the pixel P. And now their distance from the pixel P is equal to 1. They have unit distance from the point P. Okay. So this is about 4 neighbors of the pixel P. Remember, the 2 vertical and horizontal neighbors of the pixel, which is at location X, Y, are called as 4 neighbors of the pixel. Then similarly, we have diagonal neighbors of the pixel P. As the name itself indicates, the pixels which are diagonal to the P, they are called as diagonal neighbors. Okay. And these diagonal neighbors of the pixel, they are denoted by using the notation ND in bracket P. D indicates diagonal neighbors. Okay. Now, if you consider this example, here we have P of X, Y, and these 4 pixels, they are called as diagonal neighbors. Their locations will be X minus 1, Y minus 1, X minus 1, Y plus 1, X plus 1, Y minus 1, and similarly X plus 1, Y plus 1. These 4 pixels, they are called as diagonal neighbors of the pixel P of X, Y. Then we have the last type of neighbor, which is called as 8 neighbors of the pixel P. So that 8 neighbors of the pixel, it is very simple. It is simply the combination of N4 of P and ND of P. That is the combination of 4 neighbors of the pixel P and diagonal neighbors of the pixel P is referred to as 8 neighbors of the pixel P. Okay, so that's why it can be denoted as N8 is nothing but the union of N4 and ND. Okay, in generally I can say that all the surrounding pixels of this pixel P at location x comma y, they can be referred to as 8 neighbors of the pixel. Okay, so we have seen 3 different type of neighbors, 4 neighbors. So in case of 4 neighbors, we consider 2 vertical and 2 horizontal neighbors of the pixel. And in case of diagonal neighbors, we consider the pixels which are diagonal to the pixel P at location x comma y. And in case of 8 neighbors, we consider all the surrounding pixels of the P at location x comma y. So simply it is the combination of 4 neighbors and diagonal neighbors of the pixel P. So this is all about the neighbors of a pixel, how to define them. Okay, next we have one more relationship between the pixels, which is called as the adjacency between the pixels. So actually adjacency, again we have 3 types of adjacency. We have 4 adjacency between the 2 pixels. We can have 8 adjacency, and also we can have M adjacency between the 2 pixels P and Q. Remember, always this adjacency we define between the 2 pixels, say P and Q. And here, always to define the adjacency, we use a set called V. V is a set of intensity values. You can have some intensity values defined in the set V. Okay. Now first we are going to start with 4 adjacency. The 2 pixels P and Q, they are said to be 4 adjacent if Q is in the set N4 of P. So always the adjacency is defined with respect to the set of values defined by V. V contains some intensity values. Okay. Now I can say that the 2 pixels P and Q with values from V, they are 4 adjacent if Q is in set N4 of P or P is in set N4 of Q. And similarly, we have 8 adjacency. The 8 adjacency between the 2 pixels P and Q with respect to V can be defined like this. They are said to be 8 adjacent if Q is in N8 of P or P is in N8 of Q. Means we can say that P is 8 adjacent with Q if that P is belonging to it belongs to 8 neighbors of the P. Next we have M adjacency, which is called as mixed adjacency. So mainly it is introduced to eliminate the ambiguity which may arise while employing 8 adjacency. So that for defining M adjacency, we have 2 conditions. So in generally, I can say that the 2 pixels P and Q with values from V, they are M adjacent if the following of the conditions are satisfied. We have 2 conditions, but we have OR condition between these 2 conditions. I can say that the 2 pixels P and Q, they are M adjacent if Q is in N4 of P. If Q is in N4 of P, then we can say that it is M adjacent. Or if this condition is not satisfied, then the second condition must be satisfied. That second condition is the Q, it must be in ND of P, and the intersection of N4 of P and N4 of Q should not have any pixels from the set V. That is, the intersection between N4 of P and N4 of Q should be 0, and the Q must be in ND of P. Students, please try to understand M adjacency. The 2 pixels P and Q they are said to be M adjacent if Q is in N4 of P. If Q is N4 of P, you need not to worry. But if Q is not in N4 of P, if it is in ND of P, you require to test the condition of intersection between N4 of P and N4 of Q. The condition is that the intersection should not contain any values. That is, no pixels should have in the intersection set of N4 of P and N4 of Q. Okay, you need not to worry at this stage. We discuss these concepts by taking an example in the next class. So next topic we have distance measures. We have actually 3 distance measures. So actually distance measures, they are used to identify to what extent 2 pixels or 2 images they are matched. That is to identify the similarity between the 2 images or 2 set of pixels. We are going to make use of distance measures. We have again 3 different types of distance measures discussed in the textbook. They are Euclidean distance, then we have D4 distance, and then we have D8 distance. We have totally 3 distance measures discussed in the textbook. But however, theoretically, we have a large number of distance measures, and these distance measures in generally they are used for matching 2 images, or even they can also be used while classification of the images. Okay, first we are going to discuss about the Euclidean distance. Okay, remember again the distance between the 2 pixels can be measured with respect to P and Q. So assume that P is the pixel with coordinate point x, y, and Q is the pixel at location s, t. Please remember P is a pixel whose location is x, y, and Q is a pixel at location s, t. Now the Euclidean distance between the 2 pixels P and Q is given as dE of P, Q. That small letter E indicates Euclidean distance. It is given by square root of x minus s square plus y minus t square. Remember x, y, they are the location of pixel P, and s, t, it is the location of pixel Q. The Euclidean distance can be denoted as dE of P, Q, and it is given by the equation square root of x minus s bracket square plus y minus t bracket square. So that here in generally Euclidean distance, it indicates circle equation, right? So pixels, if you consider any 2 pixels P and Q with Euclidean distance, so that they are going to form a disk. They are going to form a disk of radius r. Similarly, we have D4 distance. The D4 distance is also called as city block distance. And the D4 distance between the pixels P and Q can be defined as D4 of P, Q, and is given by the equation absolute of x minus s plus y minus t. Remember again, x and y, they are the coordinate points of P, s, t, they are the coordinate points of the pixel Q. So remember these equations, and actually D4 distance from any point x, y with some distance r, if you consider, it is going to form a diamond shape. If you consider D4 distance between set of pixels in any image, that is going to form a diamond shape relationship between the pixels. Okay. The next we have D8 distance. The D8 distance, it is also called as chessboard distance. And the D8 distance between the pixels P and Q can be defined by using the equation d8 of p comma q. That d8 of p comma q indicates d8 distance or chessboard distance. It is given by maximum of either x minus s comma y minus t. To define the d8 distance between the two pixels p and q, the equation is maximum of absolute values of x minus s comma y minus t. So if you consider d8 distance for any pixel at location x comma y, so they are going to form a square shaped form. They are going to have a square shape. That's why it is defined as chessboard distance. We have three types of distances: Euclidean distance, given by the equation x square root of x minus s square plus y minus t square. And the Euclidean distance is going to form a disk kind of shape. D4 distance, which is also called as city block distance, it is given by the equation absolute value of x minus s plus y minus t. And this D4 distance, it is going to form a diamond shaped image with respect to the pixel at location x comma y. The next we have d8 distance, so that it is given by maximum of absolute value of x minus s comma absolute value of y minus t. So that the distance d8 distance, if you consider for any pixel at location x comma y, it is going to form a square shape. That's why it is named as chessboard distance. Students, this is all about today's class. So in the today's class, we started with the topic called spatial resolution and intensity resolution, and we discussed about the concepts zooming and shrinking of the image. For zooming, we can go for interpolation technique and pixel replication technique, and for shrinking of the image, we can go for pixel deletion, which is exactly opposite to pixel replication technique. Then we discussed about the relationship between the pixels. We have gone through the different type of neighbors. We can define three different type of neighbors for any pixel p at location x comma y. They are 4 neighbors, then 8 neighbors, then the diagonal neighbors of the pixel. Then we defined adjacency relationship between the pixels p and q. So we have 3 types of adjacency: 4 adjacency, 8 adjacency, and m adjacency. Then we discussed about distance measures. So particularly these distance measures, they are used to identify to what extent 2 pixels or 2 images they are same. So that to define the distance, in the textbook he has given 3 distance measures: Euclidean distance, D4 distance, and D8 distance. So that the Euclidean distance, it is something like equation for circle. Then D4 distance, it will make diamond shape for any pixel p if you consider, and D8 distance is going to form a square from the referred pixel. Okay, thank you, students. This is all about today's class. Thank you very much. I'm going to close the meeting. I've taken attendance from the screenshot. Thank you very much.